Yes, people, welcome to Never.
It's. I bet you had a.
Anyways, sorry about that noise. He supports Spurs. Allow him, a bit acoustic. But yeah. Anyways, big up. It's Never 5. You've never been here before. Obviously, please try to enjoy it and give some time for this content. If not, it's up to you. But please like the video and we can keep going on with the video. Aussie Goon is here. Ches is here. We got Jay. Mons had to run out. To be fair, why is the chat getting on to me already? Yeah, Mons had to go for an audition. You know what he has to do. It's a run to London. It is what it is. It's like a last minute thing. But yeah, we got couple topics. We'll save some other things for obviously through the international break. We've got quite a lot of content coming up. We're going to talk about like our Liverpool fans overreacting for the Man United defeat, not in a bad way or even really a good way. It's in terms of like one defeat and all hell's broken loose. If you go watch Kopish, there's receipts there all day long. If you go watch Monce's show last night, there's receipts there all day long. Like if you watch Twitter and everything like that, you wouldn't fit that in the title race no more. So I think it's a good thing I think they're like, are they overreacting or are they just reacting correctly? Is it going to bring bad form into their league form, the Europa League form? We can talk about it. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about Chelsea having a chance against Manchester City because Mons doesn't believe so. I believe so. And then obviously Ches can have his chest, I suppose, a little bit. A little bit. Can have his context. But yeah, man, Aussie, smiling there, man. What's going on?
I'm feeling good, bro. I'm feeling good, man. I mean, what have I got to frown about? Nothing to frown about.
I don't know.
I'm all shits and giggles FC over here, bro. You know what I mean? Easy going, bro. Watched you guys do your job against Liverpool. I loved every minute of it. It was a great game to watch. It was just hilarious. And it was great, bro. It was great because I got Liverpool going in there thinking this is going to be a walk in the park. Really? Yeah, it was a walk in the park. You walked through a park in Manchester and got robbed, bruh. You know what I mean, bruh? It was hilarious. I love it. It was great. It was good. It's good. I'm loving life right now.
What about you, Ches? You look like you're in a, them call centers.
Yeah, you're trying to solve it.
I need your credit card details. I need the number on the back.
Scamming people in my bedroom, innit? Allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Interesting to see the game of the weekend. Chelsea won, which is good.
That's about.
But yeah, it's interesting to see what we think from these two games because they went very different ways. But one team is way more optimistic. That you remember talking behind the live show. Man United, should they be optimistic? And you got Chelsea on the pessimistic side because of how we won. But should we be more optimistic? So it's interesting because Man City's probably a better game for us than probably Manchester United would have been. Ironically, right? So it's interesting, man. Yeah,
that's why. That's why.
I don't think that's a weird statement to make.
Yeah,
fair, if you think about it. The way we play and the way you play, you probably fancy your chance on the bigger pitch to open us up.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Maybe that's why you're not so good at Wembley because your pitch is actually super tight, man. So close to the fans.
Suits us back in the day, but now with this new team, not so much.
Yeah. But yeah, what's it called? Anyways, let's start with the Liverpool thing. Obviously, Liverpool fans have reacted quite badly to the Man United loss, which is fair enough because I would still be there. I still haven't heard really from Welcome. I really haven't really heard from Roms either. Still avoiding, but I'm not going to forget. But yeah, Aussie, man, look, Man United won well. You don't have to talk about it mad, obviously, like that. Actually, no, we can if you want. To be fair, I don't mind it. If you want to praise my team, you praise my team, and like you don't really get this too many times in the season. This is like a one-off.
You just keep it coming. You know what I mean?
It reminds me. You know what this situation kind of reminded me of is when you lost to Manchester City in the FA Cup, and I think you lost 1-0. There was a mad reaction in your fan base. And I think it was around this time last year as well. Or was it in Feb? I can't remember what it was.
Feb. I think it was earlier.
Yeah. It might have been a little bit earlier, in the earlier rounds. Can't kind of reminds me a little bit of that within the fan base. And it's like, why are you panicking? You're still doing really well in the league. Like you're still, you know, blasting your way through it. Obviously, they got Europa League, but I just feel like Liverpool fans have a lot more to be optimistic about in reality than pessimistic. You know, like yesterday on Coppish, I think it was Cal saying this could affect our league form potentially, and then you got Drifty, who's a lot more thinking like, oh, that you know that defeat would spur us on the next time when we go play them. You know, this, that, and the other. There's always a conflict of opinion, and I'm in the chat just winding them up. The comments, obviously, because I want to. And even then, all of them are mixed opinions. Like all hell's broke loose for these lot.
You know what it is? I think it was the performance, really. The goals, the way they came in. I mean, we got to be honest. Manchester United did not deserve to go into that half. Or was it 2-1? They didn't. They were controlling the game, and I think most Liverpool fans have looked at the game and said, "Wait a minute, wait a minute. The roles should be. It should be roles should be reversed here. What's going on? Like we should be controlling this game." In actual fact, they weren't. So I think this is something they weren't expecting, and they're not really used to. Liverpool take the game to every team. I mean, apart from Arsenal, but they take the game to every team. And when it came to Man United, you guys were there for the taking. Easy breezy. Liverpool's quality was going to shine through. Everybody's expecting you guys to get wrecked. Even I said, look, it's not going to be fun. But the Liverpool team that showed up, it looked like lethargic, missing ideas, and were controlled by Man United. And I think that's the reason, not because of the loss, but it's just the way that they played. It wasn't convincing. And it's not like Liverpool to play in the manner they did, again, especially against Man United. Let's be honest. They were expecting to walk all over you guys. You guys came to play some football and they couldn't. And that's what's scary. That Man United stopped Liverpool playing their game. You know, and with all the weaknesses that Man United have, you know what I mean? Conceding goal here, conceding goal there, they still couldn't get it done. So I think that's the reason why they're jumping around now, thinking this could possibly unravel our season. Do I think it will? No. Is it an overreaction? Yes. I think Liverpool are a great team. I think they've got quality all around the pitch.
I have to agree on that. By the way, chat, if you're watching this, try to get involved. I'll try to bring up some comments as well. Like if I think they're actually worth bringing up. So do try to get involved. Even if you're new, don't be shy. And if you got an account, don't be shy. I know it's not actually some people's thing. They don't want to get involved with the live chat. To be fair, I don't blame the people that don't want to. So can be hectic. Ches, do you agree with the logic? Obviously, we call it an excuse, but they might not. Do you think they looked a little bit leggy? You know, do you think they were a bit tired from Thursday night? Because last time I checked, Thursday night they rotated really well. You know.
Yeah, they did, but they still played their first teamers. That's what everyone was a bit questioning over. Why they have all these men starting the game, which is a fair point because
it's a 2-week break, maybe.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, you know, you got the FA Cup in the weekend against Manchester United, so probably wiser to, you know, damn if you do, damn if you don't. If he saved them, then like they could have like came on and got injured because they haven't got enough minutes at Salah and them, man. And supposedly they just got back from injury. So it depends how you look at it.
You know what? By the tone of your voice, it sounds like you support Liverpool. Where's the usual Ches enthusiasm? What's going on?
I'm trying. You know, it's a difficult one because this is what it's tough because at the same time, it's like you won the game, but it wasn't like you won it in a way that was like different to what we've seen this season. Like in patches, Liverpool can have downturns in form. And Manchester United another day probably don't win that game. Liverpool a bit more clinical. But I do agree with you. I think the reason why they were passing the ball so passively and didn't really attack with enough impetus could be a lot of fitness. Maybe if they were that 20% more fitter, they could have like got that goal to make it 3-1 at half time. The game's a completely different story. Let's be honest. Half time hit, and you're probably thinking Manchester United got to be lucky there because there was a good 15-20 minute spell where they probably could have scored 2 more goals. So I think that obviously, because Liverpool don't lose a lot of games, we have to be hypercritical why they lost. And obviously, everyone's going to overthink it and go, okay, was it this? Was Manchester United a good day? Was Liverpool had a bad day? What can you make of it? But they've only lost 3 games this year in terms of domestically. And all 3 of those games lost in a different way. So it's hard to say from this game why they lost. But I'm going to put it down to poor tactics in terms of the subs and Titans.
Yeah. Oh, so you're actually criticizing Klopp then, really?
I'm
Arrogance.
criticizing Klopp. I'm criticizing Klopp more than Manchester United won the game and they done it in a good fashion. But I more put it on more Klopp mismanaging the game because they had the lead twice. If you have the lead twice in the game against a top
Actually,
club,
no, I tell you, like they had the lead
3 times,
three
twice,
times,
3 times,
three times. No, yeah, twice or 3 times.
twice. It's twice. They
I
were
know it's
winning,
twice. 2-1, then 3-2.
2-1, and
Yeah,
then 3-2.
Yeah.
So you'd expect, guys, if you're in the lead twice, especially in the 101th minute, right, with Elliot, you'd win the game. Like you'd see it out. But
yeah, true.
that's why I have to.
That's what was kind of surprising a little bit, Ozzy. Like, because
United had their chances.
Chances. I wouldn't say Liverpool were any better than Man United. I would say, obviously, maybe it's just me being biased. I thought Man United were better on the occasion. I think our goals were better as well by a mile. But at the same time, Man United were wasteful in Man United fashion, where Liverpool could have been a lot more clinical in the day how they are. To be fair, but I look at their chances that were against Onana, and then I look at Keller, and they were both facing reasonable amounts of decent shots at them. To be fair, I just didn't expect. You know what it is? I just didn't expect Liverpool to give it up that easily. Like, does that make sense? Like usually, how many times have we seen Liverpool in the second half know how to shut up shop and see out the damn game?
Yeah,
like that's what was so surprising for me.
Ozzy, just before you go, I said to Kaz in the group chat and the other one as well. Oh, Liverpool got this because the midfield's way too open. There's gaps. You know the 5 and the 5, right? Gaps in between. Liverpool got this. Salah will, and it's never happened. It's never happened. So as a game goes on against top players such as Bruno or whatever, they're gonna make a chance or two. You can't rely on just seeing them out, especially if you haven't got your best back four and your best goalkeeper. You can't rely on just seeing out the game in that way, especially Manchester United away. You got to be a little bit more street smart. I don't know. They're holding the ball on for too long. It's a bit too they ain't gonna do nothing. Let's just keep holding to the ball and see out the game. It's FA Cup tie. You need to win the much.
A little bit arrogant. There was that tinge of arrogance. They're coming in here like, we got this. Give us this. We want to go home.
Yes, it depends what you look at it. If you want to be harsh, you could say arrogance. You could say oversimplifying it. You could say fitness. You could say a lot of things. But at the end of the day, that's the anomaly. They don't usually do that. So
yeah, but Jay, are you here? By the way, and also, I also believe, I believe the arrogance mainly might have came from the fans, and I would say complacency potentially came in through the Liverpool lot. Like, did you get what I mean? I don't think Klopp would have had these lot saying, "Yeah, we've got this lot." I don't think he would have had them lot thinking like that. I would say the fans are definitely arrogant. We've had and to be fair, they probably can be arrogant, but when it comes down to
not really.
Well, I think they can. They've been smashing people and they've been getting through, and they finally got their team back together. I think the Liverpool fans are allowed the arrogance. I think they've deserved it. A bit like Arsenal deserve to be arrogant, and obviously obviously City can be arrogant whenever they want. To be fair, because they've been there, done that, but in moments. But at the same time, it's like you can never write off a derby. People need to understand what tactics did we really see yesterday, other than kitchen sink, and there's more desire than a tactic. We saw tactics mainly in a 50 to 70 odd minute when Liverpool decided to keep the ball, be a little bit passive, trying to pick out moment and try to draw them out, but it never happened. I think it was complacency, man. I'll be honest.
Well, Jurgen Klopp's substitutions. I know you were saying that the fans were a little bit arrogant. What would you say about that? Did it infect him as well?
What?
When it came to his subs?
I mean, maybe I just don't think.
Maybe he thought, you know what, we got this, but really, come on, you're at Old Trafford. It's a derby. You never really got this. You're never gonna get this. It's gonna go to the wire.
I don't know. I don't know what his thought process was through it. And if you're a Liverpool fan, of course you're gonna overreact to it. But I see a lot of Liverpool fans, and you are scapegoating Cody Gakpo the same way how we scapegoat a Maguire or McTominay or something like that. There's a lot of I don't rate
one player. Can't throw it on one player.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Like, I don't rate Gakpo at all. I've been anti him ever since when we linked to him and then Liverpool going to get. I said I'm not impressed. He's a striker.
Wouldn't you rather Gakpo than Anthony?
No, I think they're both. Actually, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah. like two paws.
All day.
2 paws don't make a right. Do you get what I mean? They're both poor. Imagine this guy. To be fair, if you put Gakpo in this Man United team, he's even
Oh yeah,
worse.
yeah. He's gonna
what
cry.
He isn't,
Yeah.
He's what he isn't, Anthony. But the way I look at it, looking at it, is like I thought where Klopp's arrogance kind of came through, or maybe he accepted it, is putting on all the youngsters on thinking that this is valuable experience.
Yeah, but like
what was why?
There's a comment there saying it's a nonsense narrative. We didn't finish our counter attacks. We weren't arrogant. Klopp made the subs. Yeah. Well, why did the question is?
That sounds like you're then Angel. Then you're perfect. You're perfect. Don't worry about it.
So yeah, exactly. So Klopp made the subs. So it's good that Klopp's leaving your club since he made the wrong subs. So it wasn't arrogance. It was what? Stupidity. I don't know. Because Jurgen Klopp isn't renowned for making like mistakes like that. For me, it felt like he thought to himself, "We got this." You know what I mean? Like Jurgen Klopp doesn't really, usually he's dead on, and the substitutions they're like Mikel Arteta substitutions.
What minute did he make the subs to take off the big boys?
To be fair, you know what? Let me bring that all up.
I think it might have been 70th, 80th.
I think it was 70th.
Yeah, I think he first brought off Salah, if I'm correct. He might have
he would have been nice to leave on because, to be honest,
Elliot came on in for Szoboszlai, which was correct in my opinion.
That's
because Szoboszlai wasn't. Yeah, you could see
Robertson came off of Bradley in the 76th minute, and I think Robertson is managing him since his injury. He's not really getting full games all the time, which is fair enough. Bradley came on the right back, Gomez went to left back. Then Gakpo came on literally with him pretty much a minute later or whatever, and he came on for Salah.
Yeah, see, that's where he went wrong. He made too many subs too quick.
Yeah,
I think the Salah substitution was fucked.
Throwing a defender on in the deep end, especially someone as young as Bradley. This is why we always say don't get too ahead of yourselves. Throwing him in that sort of occasion, how intense it was, probably was wrong as well. You'd probably rather start a youngster rather than bring on a youngster, regardless of how good he is. The occasion is different for certain people, and it was such the crowd was crazy on both sides, by the way. Both sides were going nuts. And then before you know it, Man United score about 10 minutes later, obviously through Anthony. By the way, I rate Bradley, but I wouldn't have brought him on. I would have probably saw at the 90 with Robertson. If your team's winning, don't bring them off. Why are you bringing the defender off if you're winning? You've only conceded one goal at this moment of time. Why would you change your defense? That's what kind of made me.
It doesn't make sense because I checked the previous game, and the previous game, I think Salah played the full 90, and Robertson played the full 90.
No. I'm on Flash Score, like literally.
I'm on Sparta Prague 6-1.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
The game before. So doesn't even make sense. They both played the full 90 the game before.
Wait,
so why do you take them off? Yeah.
They would be. To be fair, they could. You know what? That makes it even more.
That makes it worse. Yeah, it's on Klopp. It's on Klopp.
That's why Monts was moaning. Monts was moaning about it, which in fairness, like, why is Salah playing for a full 90 minutes? Why would you're 11-1? You won the game 11-1. Why is he there? That's why I was kind of excited to see, like, they got some. You know what? Liverpool got a couple ballers, like in their youngsters. There's some highly rated youngsters. I can't remember one. It gives it an M, Polish guy attacking mid. I want to see a bit more of Dan's. Like he's exciting. And they got a couple other ballers. Obviously, I like Bobby Clark as well. He had a good game, to be fair. But even then, why are you bringing on a Bobby Clark at that time? I know there's tired legs, but the thing is, momentum gets you through. And it's like he's young. Why are you bringing him? The crowd is going nuts.
It's a hard environment for him to walk into.
Harsh. Yeah, very harsh. And I think Clark even got injured in the Sparta Prague game. I'm pretty sure.
Did he?
I think he did. Yeah, he was. I remember him hobbling. Like I remember him asking to come off. That's his name. This guy here is highly rated. So yeah, man. I do believe he might be a good talent. But yeah, no, I think Liverpool are definitely overreacting. Does anyone believe that this kind of goes into their league form potentially?
No way.
I don't see it. I don't get the outcry a little bit. Like even watching Jamie Phillips and everything, it's like you're debating it. Don't get me wrong. I'm thinking you're supposed to be mentality monsters. Like you're supposed to be the bounce back kings in a way, like Man City. You've only lost technically 3 games now this season.
If you include this one, 3, 2 in the league.
3 games.
No,
Don't
to
worry,
be
when you
fair,
got
Pretty impressive.
no, but to be fair, yeah, if we were in Liverpool's position, you would start questioning these things because now you have to. It's like Arsenal; they have to kind of win the Premier League and Champions League, one of the two. So their thing is they might be favourites in the Europa League. Now there's more pressure on that. And now in the Premier League, you kind of have to win the Prem because no one's going to be satisfied with an energy drink and a Europa League to end the season, are they? They want the league, and the FA Cup has that royalty to it. So if you'd won the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, that's like quite a good end to the season. With the Europa League, maybe that's good. If you just win the Europa League and Energy Cup, that's not really that great if you're being real. It's trophies, but it's not the end you would like.
Yeah, cheers. Don't you worry. I said if Man United finish 5th and get an FA Cup, we've had this, and obviously that's Champions League. We have had the same. We've had a better season.
You had similar season. Yeah, I wouldn't say better.
Better season. Better season. G. FA Cup's way more prestige than Carabao.
Right.
It's prestigious. It's more prestigious. Doesn't mean it's.
Well, I'm not being funny. Like, but we go off.
I'm still taking the Europa League over FA Cup in terms of if I had to choose one.
I'm not being funny. I'm taking a Champions League spot. What's the difference between 2nd and 5th to me? Nothing. So who cares? I'm taking the FA Cup more over Carabao all day. I think everyone can say that.
Yeah, that's easy. Yeah, like
if you're not first, what's second? You don't get chocolate.
No, I'm not. I never said second place. I said Europa League or FA Cup.
Or third. Or they could even finish third, to be fair. You can't even write that off. Man City might
finish man, I think that's why they're stressed because they're probably thinking, yeah, boy, now we have to win the league. Now we actually have to win the league. That's the only domestic trophy we can win out of the three. One of them, yeah. Technicality, because that Chelsea team weren't great, but is what it is. Now we have to kind of win the league. So they're kind of saying to themselves, the cracks are starting to form. Because guess what, lads? In hindsight, we might be coming back here in 2-3 months going, this is where they lost that game. They then lost one game in the league. It might only be one game. That's all it could take to lose.
Yeah,
all it takes is one game to lose in the league. And now they've lost the league to like another 1 point situation.
No, I think you're right. Like, if anything, we're giving. If anything, it's like this is like talking and trying to give a little bit.
It's all about demoralizing Liverpool.
It's therapy, isn't it?
It's a little bit therapy for like Liverpool and say you need to probably calm down, relax a little bit. It's just like you lost on that occasion, but it doesn't mean you're going to lose on this occasion. You've got Brighton next. I think Brighton have to do Brighton. I believe Brighton have to go to Anfield as well. And if I'm coming off a loss and of a 2-week break, oh my word, the desire to win is going to be crazy in my opinion. So I kind of feel sorry for what might actually happen to Brighton and their kitchen sink. Like they're probably going to get smashed like 5-0, and people might say like obviously they might argue, but no, but Brighton it's not going to be 5-0. That's kind of unrealistic. How many times have we seen Brighton get absolutely hounded? How many times have we seen them get hounded?
They've got 2 good fixtures next to Brighton and Sheffield at home.
You know,
it's not going to be good for Brighton.
It's perfect. And they got
the goal difference could get peak.
It could really get peak. I mean, Arsenal can compete with that because they got to do City first, and I think you got after City.
After City,
is it Bournemouth?
Luton, I think.
Luton at home.
Yeah, at my place. Yeah, Luton at my place. Yeah, and then we face Brighton.
Brighton where?
Oh, Brighton over there.
Ooh.
Yeah, Brighton over there. And then Villa right after.
Yeah, you beat them.
You'll beat Brighton away.
Yeah, I think Liverpool are just going to wreck them. Like I think
Brighton away
they're going to come back and they're going to wreck them.
I think Brighton away used to be a hoodoo back in the day when we were like popping 18-19 season. That was like most teams beat them.
Ever since they've come back up to the Prem, they've been our bogey like for a minute, no matter what. It's a joke. Wait, who was it? What's his name? Is it Chris Hughes that was managing them? Yeah, at first. I think it was him before he got sacked for Potter. I believe, anyways.
Away, Brighton away, Wolves away, Spurs away, United away. Who's that? Arsenal.
Yeah, mate. Yes. Yeah. I think that's Arsenal's fixture list.
Yeah. And Chelsea as well at home.
See, Wolves are not. See, I know this sounds kind of this is their away run. This is their last final away run. And to be fair, we're going to debate about that at some point tomorrow as well. But I think they win all of them. I'm going to be honest. Maybe City. That's a bit of a. I think I can't lie. I do believe Arsenal beat City away.
If you're saying everyone's going to win their games, who's not going to win their games, Kaz? They can't all win their games.
What if?
No, because like everyone keeps saying Liverpool aren't going to lose.
I
No,
mean,
Arsenal aren't going to lose. So
Arsenal.
who's
Yeah,
losing then?
we're gonna have to drop points here and there.
Someone's got to drop points somewhere.
there's no dropping points. I
the
think
draw here, draw there.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
think you're only allowed to drop points in one game max, because I think all of them teams will drop points in one game max.
I think Arsenal, Manchester City, Liverpool are looking at that and just sitting there going, "We don't care
Hoping
what
for a
happens.
draw,
Hopefully,
innit?
a draw."
Yeah,
Just like I wanted, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it's a possibility, bro.
high chances to draw. Yeah, let's be real.
I don't know why Liverpool get kind of scared about Everton as well. Like I've seen that, like, oh, we got Everton away, and I'm thinking, what really?
Are you being serious?
Yeah,
bro?
are you being serious?
You've been
Get
here
outta
so
here,
many
bro.
times.
Get out of here, man.
Like Liverpool, when they turn up against Everton, when was the last time Everton beat them? Was it Phil Jagielka 1-0, that screamer?
Bro,
Might be.
that was Was that the last time?
That's
A win,
long
not a
time.
draw. A win. It might be.
That banger, innit? That was at Anfield, I
hang on,
swear.
Yeah.
That was at
range
Anfield. I
crack.
remember that. That was at
was a
Anfield.
cracker. They always beat them, man.
They always smack them out, let's be honest.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
Jay
true.
guy's annoying me because Tottenham lost and he's not here. What's going on, man?
I don't know where Jay is, to be fair.
He's
with the whole
disappearing act.
Yeah, literally, it sounds like a lot of the Tottenham fans, to be fair. Luckily, I caught Deji. Deji was actually around, regardless. I caught George in the last moments because he's like, I can't be there Monday because I got this, that, and the other. And I'm thinking, all right, well, can I grab you tonight on that Saturday? And he's like, oh. I'm like, come on, man, do me a solid, man. Don't run. And he's like, all right. He's like, just, and then I'm not even gonna lie, they were like, he's like, is Monts coming on? And I'm like, no, he's not. And then I rang Monts. I'm like, Monts, you gotta come on. I know you don't do Saturdays, but you got to come on now. And that was sick stream. That stream was funny. Like when I told you now, yeah. See, Deji is elite, yeah. But Deji and Jules together is double elite. It's brilliant. Honestly, it's got to be more of a thing between them two, because they weren't even agreeing with each other. Deji is. I remember you, Ozzy, your first running with Deji. And that's when I first knew of you. That was funny. Obviously,
I remember that. I remember that. Yeah.
That stream, I believe that stream had to get deleted. I'm pretty sure.
I think it did, because he went a little bit stupid.
You didn't understand it's stupid.
No, I understand he's stupid, because if you actually listen to that stream, he actually got a little bit racial, a little bit, and you can't even go a little bit racial with me. You can't even touch that. So he did that, and it was like, that's it. It's on. If he was in Australia at the time, if he was in Sydney, bad times for him. I would have knocked on the door. I'm that kind of guy. I would have said, but open up on stream, time to talk. Yeah, say the right thing, son. Say the right thing.
You're like best buddies now.
Yeah, you know what? After that, we had a chat and everything. We let it squat. We squashed it there. We chatted afterwards. I go, it's all good. I go, just don't fucking play that game again. That's it.
Yeah,
simple.
fair enough.
And same goes here. You know what I mean? I don't like that bullshit. Not that kind of guy. But,
you know,
they're just good people. They're just good people.
Great.
You know what I mean? He's not bad people.
But you know, it's a little bit shit. Chelsea. Ches, before we dive into the Man City thing, let's talk about. You know what? We haven't really got to speak about that game again. What is up with Chelsea? And when it comes to these smaller sides, I don't know. I don't. Yeah. That's the one.
It's very weird, isn't it? It's like the Brentford game.
It's like we
spoke after the Brentford game. I think we all spoke, innit? The same thing. We were winning the game, cruising.
It's come back for Chelsea.
I know he's good again. This guy. Was we all here at the Brentford game when we spoke about it? We popped in the first half and then we just conceded 2 goals.
We probably would. I think Kunde might have been there at that point.
Kunde might have been there, bro. The same thing happened. Bro, what I tell you, man, we were chilling the whole game. It was 2-0. We were popping them about. Sterling was having howlers. We got an assist. Cool, innit? Cool. We come out in the second half. The guy just scores their own goal for no reason. The streams
make it interesting, not no reason. Amazon Prime shit, bro. Make it interesting.
Is that me or is that you, man? Because the streams are bugged out for like 3 minutes.
It might be me. Might be. It's gone now.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, bro. And then literally, do you guys see the own goal? Out of nowhere. He's boots the ball. And then these clowns, Tweedledum and Tweedledee, looking at each other like, oh, what's going on? And then literally a minute after, you got my man cutting in and it's 2-2. I go to the shop, I come out, I go on my phone. I went out night before I saw Don. Shout out Don, yeah. I'm hungover, innit? I'm going outside. I'm like, yo, let me go shopping quickly. 2-2. I'm like, ah. I see the chat
The
popping off.
arrogance.
I see Kaz popping off on the chat, and I was like, ah. And then obviously we'll talk about Cole Palmer stepping up again, brilliant assist. And I knew it was
He's
Is
right.
he good enough? Is he
he's
good
on-
enough? Is he good
He's-
enough? Is he
Who's
good
good
enough?
Wait,
Cole
what?
Palmer.
What? Is
Who you
he on like
talking about
26
good
GA?
enough?
He's on 26 GA this year, isn't it?
28,
No?
28, 28. Get it right, bro. 28. Get
28,
it right.
Stuff him,
28.
stuff him,
Get it
stuff him,
right,
stuff him.
bro. I think he's 12
Stuff.
and was he?
And he scored 5 penalties, isn't it?
Yeah. Bro,
Yeah.
he hasn't scored a penalty in a minute though. To be fair.
Yeah, I know.
But
You lot get on my nerves, man. Like, you know what it is?
Sorry.
I honestly
but
thought,
Kaz, don't lie, that's not the player's fault the other day though. Did you not see that?
Yes.
That nothing to do with Poch.
I mean, maybe not.
So my thing is this year, that own goal, individual mistake, boys. Tune in, stay in tune, stay awake. That happens all the time.
Yeah.
Meaning we'll be in the game chilling, and out of nowhere, Jay might give me a back pass. It goes to an attacker, they score. Now we're under the cosh.
How about Nunes?
Because Gooner and Kaz, small brother, like, yo, these men a bit rattled, you know. Let's get at him.
Yeah.
Yo, chase him, body him. 3-0, it's 2-2. Look at Brentford.
Yeah.
They weren't good.
I'm gonna be honest, Jay. If they didn't get that red card, I think you lose that game.
Oh yeah. Chelsea were on
There's
course.
a chance.
on ropes.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say
Chelsea-
lose. I don't think we
No,
lost.
I think
think we lost.
the fact that Chelsea were in that situation was a disgrace. Yeah, because they played comfortably well enough for that game to
First
be
half,
over.
yeah.
So, but as soon as the tide turned, like Kaz is saying, Chelsea were on the road. They were probably gonna lose that game. Like they were fighting for their lives. But they should have never been in that situation. I was saying this to Ches backstage about Chelsea fans. Yeah, they're always coming into this chat booing me, and I thought I was unique because they're booing me. But it turns out they boo everybody. Doesn't really matter who you are. Do you know what I mean? So,
AJ,
I'm
ask
saying
me the
before-
question you asked to behind closed doors.
yeah. So
Later
the question I said, to Ches backstage, I said, listen, Ches, right? Where do you stand? Fans booing, because I won't lie, that was a Hall of Shame performance by Sterling. One of the worst performances I've seen in a long time from a player. Yeah, just everything went wrong for the player. It happens. So I saw the Chelsea fans booing Sterling, and I feel from my point of view, the booing was not really just directed at Sterling. Yeah, it was directed at Sterling, but the booing was a manifestation of the unhappiness of Bowley, the unhappiness of the approach, the unhappiness that there's a player on 300 and something grand a week at the club, and I don't think that he's trying as hard as he could be, or I don't think that he's doing as much as he could be. But at the end of the day, I will never boo my players. I mean, my player would have to run at his own goal and smash it into the top corner, and even then I'd still be like, So I'm asking you, Ches,
Yeah.
do you think it's acceptable as a fan to be going to games and booing your own players? Yeah? Or do you think that the fan, that doesn't really help anything? Who does that benefit, booing your player? It's an emotional reaction from you. Okay, you've got it off your chest, but does that help the player? Does that help the team? Do you think it's acceptable or do you think it's not?
Firstly, I think the boo was because of the sub. So the boo happened when Sterling had a stinker the whole game, right? And then Mudryk was playing decent. You guys watched the game. He had good spells. People starting to go, you know what? Mudryk he's looking like he could. There's something there, basically. He's not a bozo. There's something there. He was having a good game. Sterling gets away with his shot. Sterling balloons a free kick. Second half, Sterling missed 1-on-1. He missed a penalty. He's having a stinker. He then goes and takes off Mudryk over Sterling.
He's having a decent game.
So-
Mudryk, to be fair as
Yeah,
well.
so the boos were directed at the fact that Poch
Yes.
was taking off Mudryk and keeping on Sterling, who
Okay.
had a really bad performance. So I think the boos are like, basically, what are you doing? But
Yeah,
obviously,
hold on.
Yeah,
What
but-
are the boos from the free kick? The free kick, because I saw the reaction to the free kick
nah,
when he took that free kick. The reaction in the stands afterwards.
do you know
Oh
what it
my-
is with Sterling? Do you know what it is? Someone said this the other day on the podcast here. And
Oh
like,
yeah, he
I
took the
don't
penalty
know-
of Palmer as well.
he took the penalty of Palmer, he did.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Mudryk
yeah.
as well. People said this on the podcast here, and I was like, that's interesting. They said, I don't know if this feeds into it. They said Sterling never has an affinity with his fans. So
Mm.
Liverpool don't really regard him as like that. City fans, after all he's done for them, still don't regard him as that guy. So I think it's just the way he plays. Like, what players you remind me of? He's one of those players where he doesn't show a lot on his face and his body language to show that he likes what he's doing or he's trying hard. So when things go wrong, people don't see his passion and desire like a Gallagher or Mason Mount back in the day. Mesut Ozil is a perfect example. The way he plays is very like, he has a very still face, doesn't really sweat a lot, so he doesn't look like he's putting in effort, even though he might be doing his best.
Sterling's one of the most hard-working wingers.
But the thing is,
yeah, but do you think that's a media thing as well? Do you think the media killed this guy? So from a public perception point of view, it's difficult.
Yeah,
for him
100%.
to be loved.
Fuel the fire.
No, I can't lie to you.
No, Ches, don't forget how the narrative when he left Liverpool and how Sterling was positioned.
But you're talking about two different points.
I'm not. I'm talking about the difficulty of fan bases to love this player. Yeah, sometimes the media narrative can create a narrative for you that you'll then carry subconsciously or consciously. Like there's a lot of people.
The problem is, I think the problem is we're having here is people agreeing with me in terms of with the fans aspect. I think the narrative with Rashford and him, that's a different discussion in terms of, I don't think it plays into the fact that he's not performing doesn't mean he can get scrutiny. I don't agree with the booing, by the way, just to make that clear. I think you should boo. I go to a lot of matches. I get annoyed, but I don't boo. I think that's not it. But my thing is, you're on 350k a week. If someone's just saying to me, it doesn't matter.
Does he track back for you lot? Like as much? Because I don't watch every Chelsea game, bro. I'll be honest.
When we play well, when we have good games, he's one of the best performers. But the problem is he's not consistent. So I don't care about whether you're Sterling.
None of your players can, other than Cole Palmer, and maybe Gusto, none of your players are consistent. So why do you not?
No, because I've been told every single week from September or August, whatever the league started, that we need experience, that we lack experience. And the reason why we're 11th or 12th is because we don't have enough experience. He is one of the best players, stats-wise, to ever play in the Premier League as a forward. He also has experience. He's also been in Ballon d'Or lists and Man City winning teams. So I want to see that now. He was only doing it 2 years ago, a year and a bit ago. So where is it all gone now? And it's not like, Jay, it's not like he's not getting opportunities.
No,
he's not getting the ball.
Everything you're saying is logic. But the thing is that nothing you've really said to me justifies him getting booed. I never said it does. No, and that's what I'm saying. What you're saying gives me an understanding as to why certain Chelsea fans are potentially unhappy with him or don't think he's lived up to what he should be. Completely get that. Completely understand that. But what I'm trying to draw a difference is, and I see some of the comments, and I think there's a Jack Mannion saying I'm trying to run a narrative. No, we're trying to have an adult conversation about the logic and merits. If someone said Davinson Sanchez, I complained to my fan base when they did that. I complained when people did it to Maguire. Yeah, because to me, it sounds like fans think they own these players. You don't own the players. These are players who are contributing or trying to contribute to the success of your club. Yeah, I will never boo a player. Yeah, for what? Why am I booing this player? What if you're working with somebody and and they're in your let me land the point. And they're doing something and they're doing their work and they make mistakes or the work they're doing isn't of the quality that you thought. Are you going up in their face and telling them that they're shit? Are you booing them? Do you think that's going to make them work better? No. So all I'm saying is one second, Ches. Let me just
I can't lie to you. I think you're missing.
I'm not missing the point.
Severely missing the point. I think you're missing the mark.
Ches. There's no justification to me for booing. What you're going to do is you're going to try and give justifications as to why somebody might boo. Not even saying that you want to boo. I'm saying there's no justification. There's no logic to me. So you're going to say about effort. I'm going to say you don't know if Sterling's not trying or whether Sterling's just making a mistake. Do you not see what I'm saying?
No. The free kick happened in the second half. So there was a boo for his substitution being the wrong substitution. And then there was a sly boo for him missing the free kick. The reason why it was amplified and the reason why we're talking about it now, and it shouldn't have happened in the first place, is because we've seen this season, I think he's had 5 one-on-ones.
Yeah.
Where he could have played it to someone else. So when you're consistently being selfish and being very self-centered, taking the free kick off Palmer and missing it,
Yeah.
having four one-on-ones in the season where you could have helped us win away at Wolves.
Did you
play
boo?
the fastest.
Did you boo Timo?
You see,
Bro, we're not talking about the booze,
Bro,
bro.
yes, bro. No, I'm trying to understand the logic, bro. I'm saying
I don't.
Bro,
I can't lie to you.
Werner missed one-on-ones.
I'm
Werner
trying to
missed
take
big
the emotion
chances.
out of it and trying to be logical with it. I'm not justifying the booze. I've said already, I don't agree with booing with any player. Well, I'm not
Okay.
going to waffle now and give you an emotional monologue about it. I don't agree with booing. End of. Any player, any race, any color, any footballer, any name.
Okay.
I don't care. Don't boo. You pay your money, support the team. Afterwards, criticize. We bounce.
Okay,
Keep it
cool.
stepping.
I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand.
People.
Do Chelsea fans boo normally, or is this a Sterling thing?
No one. I don't think I've ever heard a boo for a player like that, like, ever. Even
Can
my
we,
cool.
wait. Can
you've
we?
heard boos obviously when you're losing a game at 3-0 at half time.
That's for the squad. That's for the performance.
Not individual. But the reason why people are looking at him is because, like I've told you, the affinity with the fans he doesn't have. This doesn't justify it. There's an affinity with the fans, and he showed a lot of selfish traits this season.
Yeah.
You've all seen the one-on-ones.
Yeah.
Someone explain that to me why that's happening 4 or 5 times. Someone give me a logical explanation to why I can't argue why that's not selfish.
So can I put another part in it then? So when it comes to pace, him and Jackson are your only outlets. Has anyone ever thought that it might be Pochettino tactics to leave him up there and say you don't have to track back because I need you as an outlet for me counter-attack? Because it's not like Cole Palmer's going to be blitzing past the right back. He's not that fast. Do you know what I mean? So has anyone actually thought that maybe a bit like Rashford, because he's our only outlet and we've only come to kind of notice about this, stay up there? Anyone thought about that? No?
Possibility tactical.
Exactly.
Tactical changes by the manager.
You've got no pace anywhere else. His name's Enslow for a reason. Caicedo sits back. You know, Cole Palmer isn't fast. If it's not Mudryk on the pitch, it's Sterling. You might want to leave him up there.
I think we have got pace in our attack. I think that's disingenuous.
Well, no, you don't.
I don't think that. Too respectful. I don't think that point adds to why he should be getting booed or not.
Your outlets is but you talking about tracking back. The thing is
because you've watched our games. Has Sterling had countless opportunities to deliver a bit more in the game?
I'm not saying you can't boo or can boo, bro. If I paid £100 for a ticket, I'm booing the crap out of you. You think I don't care what Jay says? I'm booing you.
I'm
booing you, mate.
No, I don't think booing is it, but
I look at Raheem Sterling at Chelsea right now, and he's struggling and he's having a hard time with Poch. There wasn't long ago, Richarlison was having a hard time at Tottenham Hotspur. If you remember, under new management, all of a sudden Richarlison's a different player. Maybe it's a tactical issue. It's a possibility.
And I've
got Ozzy, there's a tactical issue, and then
it could be. It's a possibility.
No, I'm not ruling it out. I'm just saying that I think it's gone. Why I'm saying Guna, it's not because you and Kaz are making fair arguments. You actually are. I'm more saying because I think it's gone past that. The reason why is because he's now been here for it will be 2 years. In summer, he's on big money. That's a big opportunity cost for me. We could replace it with 2 younger players who could probably bring us a bit more.
A lot of players under both managers have struggled, and maybe Raheem Sterling. They're not getting the best out of Raheem Sterling because both managers.
Yeah, but I'm seeing Caicedo slowly improve. I'm seeing man like Gusto consistently playing. Palmer, Jackson's improving. No, so he's not. Gallagher's improved, no.
He's gone a bit flat, but in his game, I think it's all round a little bit better.
I guess
I've got players who are actually improving.
Let me add this. They're improving, but you're still 11th. But the whole point is, so on my part, it's a Poch thing, in my opinion. At City, he's one of the most hardworking players, by the way. And there's no doubt to say that he's not lazy because he's not. He tracks back for England too. Like, go watch it. He's in his game. He's natural. He's a natural athlete, bro. He's got bare energy. I think he's gone to Chelsea. And as much as he deserves criticisms, when there's flower moments, don't get him flowers ever, because you know what, he's on a 350 or 300k package, which is fair. That's the easy target. And in my opinion, you just want to get rid of another senior player, and he's playing with a bunch of damn kids. They probably sold him a dream when he came over. So I'm going to get you a striker. I'm going to get you this and get you that. Bro, nothing's really improved. Like, I reckon he's just not motivated, and I think a lot of these players
are disenchanted.
I think when it comes to youngsters, why it looks like they're so good, like a Gusto. By the way, Gusto's magnificent.
Gusto is good,
For me, if anyone knows anything about youngsters that have just come through the game or just moved to a new club, your motivation's through the roof regardless, because you're trying to prove a point. You don't need to prove himself.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, it's not a good enough excuse. You're excusing him for not being motivated.
No, I think there's a lot of good points that people are making here. And for me, I look at it like I'm not a booer. I'm not a booer.
Excuses.
I'm not
make excuses.
Also, you've got to understand.
Look, all the Chelsea fans agree with me. And surprise,
now I think about
the two rival fans are agreeing with you.
Let me add this part then, because I know you're going to go for about 5 minutes.
It's okay.
People are going to say that he's on 300k a week. How can not be motivated, bro? We've been in jobs where we've been, if you're lucky enough, been in high paying jobs. Yeah. If you've been promised something and you don't get your promises, I'm not. Exactly. You don't. If you don't get your incentive, I'm not going to work hard extra, no matter what your pay bracket is.
Yeah. That's on you, bro.
No, I hear it.
But Luna, guess what? Let me tell you an example before Jay goes on this monologue for about 15 hours. My thing is if you in a job and your boss is on his phone all day, yeah, and you get paid a good salary, whatever you think that is in your life, and you just decide, because my boss is on his phone, I'm going to go on my phone too.
Yeah.
That's your problem too. Two wrongs don't make a right. You have your own integrity and your own goals and your discipline. So if you decide to stay in that job and you decide to do what he's doing, you're no better than him.
Okay.
Let me
see it.
He's gone. I'm not being funny. He's gone from playing with Jesus, Foden, KDB, and he's gone to a project. So they've had to talk to him, sell him that, give him promises, and clearly you've gone from that. And then the second season, you continue to buy kids that are unproven. I'd want to quit. I'd want to quit.
You'd be a bit dejected. You think to yourself, look where I am. From where I was to where I am, you know what I mean?
By the way, it doesn't excuse his performances because he can do better, but all Chelsea players can do better, bar Cole Palmer. And I think you're right. Jackson is actually, I really like Jackson on the left. I can't even lie. He's a bit of a menace. And obviously other players like that. And I think
I also think, listen, I'm a theoretical person. I like to read and stuff. And
we know,
I do think this is also like a hint of a microcosm of society. Like, unhappy people are unhappy. Yeah. Chelsea, let's be honest. Yeah. Chelsea fans were booing Sterling when he was still at City. Yeah. Let's not forget those images and pictures and everything. So,
Jay, why are you talking about a different discussion again?
I'm not listening.
That's a completely different topic, bro.
All I'm saying is certain Chelsea fans.
That's very cheeky. That's below the belt.
Don't have the same energy.
I'm sorry. I'll take my booking.
That's not, you're better.
Okay, I'll take my booking. But what I'm going to say is that Maguire was heavily abused. Yeah, that's what people like to do. They like to abuse, and then retrospectively they'll say, "Sorry, I was wrong." Yeah, they'll say the most slanderous, aggressive way of describing stuff, and then afterwards they'll be like, "You know what? Maybe I misjudged him. Maybe I was a little bit hasty." But you can't put the genie back in the bottle. My thing is, Chelsea fans are entitled to believe that Raheem Sterling hasn't been a great signing. Yeah, but on the flip side, are you just trying to create a hostile work environment for Raheem Sterling to get him out? Are Chelsea fans really unhappy with him to boo? Or are Chelsea fans booing him because I want this guy out my club? And I think
they want him to leave. You're right.
Yeah, and you're like, is booing him the fastest way to facilitate?
I think what everyone's saying is,
I'm taking him at Man United all day long. Not on that money, but I think he would take less on those. I'll take him all day long. If he wants to come back,
I'm not going to make the. I don't think Chelsea fans are racist. Like I don't. What I'm saying is,
we're not going to these.
I'm not. That's what I'm saying. Sorry, the comments are saying that. I'm not, and I'm not bringing politics into football, man.
Sterling would look great at Spurs.
And listen, this is my point. Just because something's normalized in other countries doesn't mean that I think it's okay. Yeah, racism's normalized in Spain and Italy. Doesn't mean I think. Do you see what's happening with the Serbi? Doesn't mean it's okay. Just because certain people condone things, everyone has their own moral compass, people. Yeah? Don't be lemons. Have your own moral compass. Make your own decisions as to what you think is acceptable and not acceptable in football. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what? Let me move this a little bit on, though, because as funny as this is, the Leicester performance wasn't great, but Chelsea have this little knack of, when it comes to a bigger side that wants to play football, not sit back, aka your Arsenals, your Liverpools, your Man Cities, even Aston Villa that wants to play a bit of a high line, even Tottenham that wants to play a bit of a high line. Credit, they obviously
dealt with Tottenham. Don't forget that.
Dealt with Tottenham. Yeah, you dealt with Tottenham, and at that point when they did have 11 men, you were gunning back at them, so you was giving them a game. You know, so in my opinion, when you gave to City, obviously you ain't actually lost them this season. And to be fair, I want City fans to say in the chat as well how confident you are of being a Chelsea, this kind of Chelsea side, considering what's happened this season. And Chelsea in the cups, I'm not gonna lie, like I can't believe we're saying this, but Pochettino's in at Wembley again. Like,
Yeah,
as
it's
bad as
mad.
he's at Wembley and he's actually beating some decent sides as well to get there, as much as maybe everyone else has. I think this is going to be a tight game. I think everyone expects Man City to walk over them like everyone expected Liverpool to walk over Man United. It is at Wembley. But I think this is going to be a tight game. I just don't know. I think Chelsea have got a little bit of something for them. I'm not saying Man City's going to lose, but I'm not saying they're going to win either. Do you get what I mean? Like, I think when it comes to a final, if it was a final, I would say, yeah, City's going to batter them. I think City will batter them. But we said that about Liverpool and Chelsea. And Liverpool meant to be one of the best things since sliced bread. And you had to win in extra time. So that's what I'm saying. How can you write this Chelsea off? I think it'll be a tight game. Don't you think, Ozzy?
Before you go, I'll give you some context. We play City, I think it's on the 19th of April. So it's literally a month away. We're expected to have, after the international break, which is what, week and a bit, like 14 days, 10 days, James, Lavia, and Nkunku will back. As in, where we haven't forced them back to play recently because you want them to rest.
Full recovery.
We're talking full recovery. So they should be in terms of back. They should be by then.
You have an advantage.
Had at least a game and a bit.
You might have an advantage unless your Tottenham game gets played then, which is more than likely, I think. But they go to play Real Madrid away.
Yeah, they got Champions League in between.
They have to go fly on a plane, obviously, which ain't that bad. It's only a couple hours. Come back.
You're not walking, man. Relax yourself.
Yeah. No. You know what happens to legs when you get on a plane? You know what happens when you travel in general and everything? They go into a high intensity.
The plane, bro. Relax, man. These are
it all adds up.
You're gonna get tired. I'm gonna get tired. But these guys are back.
The thing is, with Man City, I'm not trying to say they're going to be tired for Chelsea because, as I said, I think Tottenham and Chelsea will play that game midweek as well. I think that's when the fixtures it's the best time. They're both not playing anyone. But I just feel like look, they're coming out. Remember how Man City play? They play the way they play is intense. They're playing the Real Madrid. It's going to be intense as well. Like when you're flying and any sort of travel, it does take a toll on you, whether you like it or not, in some capacity. And when you're wanting to play an intense game, obviously Chelsea going to be buzzing and up for it. That's what I'm trying to say. Like
Chelsea got a chance. Chelsea definitely got a chance.
They might even be at the Etihad, so I might be wrong, but they got to play loads of games as well, like in between them. Where
Chelsea, 2 games against City this season, haven't lost either of them.
Yeah, but I think Man City have got a game every 3 to 4 days. By the way,
yeah, City going to be knackered by the time it gets to that Chelsea game.
That's what I think as well. I think they're going to be,
and I think Chelsea as well. When you have these moments, they're probably going to learn from them. They're probably going to learn from them. The Liverpool loss, the Chelsea, the City draws. You'd like to think the players would learn from them, and then the next time they have the opportunity and they have them in the crosshairs, they're going to take the shot. That's what you'd like to see as a supporter of the team. And I think there's been signs of growth from the teams. I think Chelsea have got. Unfortunately, I think Chelsea have got a good shot. And I think
what I say the small advantages. There's only small. Like remember, Pep rotates really well, man. He does.
That's I was about to mention that. And they do have a.
And remember what Kyle Walker says. They do a lot more positional, tactical stuff than they do physical stuff, like compared to a Pochettino. So
yeah, and the one thing I'm noticing against City this season the most is hard runners. Yeah, if you've got good hard runners, yeah, that's causing City problems this season. Maybe more so in previously. So I don't know what Pep's going to think into. Is he going to bring Kovacic in? Is he going to try and have more control? Is he going to try and bring Nunes in, have more runners? I think Chelsea are looking at this game and they should be licking their lips. They got a good shot here, and if they get to Wembley, they're probably going to play United. So Chelsea should be looking at this thinking, this is a big opportunity for us to get into the Europa League and win a trophy, And
I personally can't see it going all the way. Not because I'm being pessimist, just because I don't think we've learned from our mistakes.
You don't think so?
Not as much as I would hope so.
The Leicester game at the weekend, Ches, made me think, wow, these guys aren't learning at all. I was
surprised it was 2-0.
Yeah, I was surprised.
I wasn't surprised it was 4-2.
You're still doing this, you were doing this months ago. Why are you still doing this kind of thing? Yeah.
Can you afford to make mistakes like that against Manchester City? Can you afford to slip up at all against Manchester City? They're a machine. Look, Chelsea are always going to have a chance in any game that they play.
in the
But
cups.
what kind of a chance do they have against City? It's going to be slim, and you're going to have to pray and hope that there's fatigue. Let's be honest, Manchester City, they find a way to keep winning. Even when it's ugly, they still get their points. So when you got a team like Manchester City and you got Chelsea at the moment that are trying to build, they're trying to get back into it. Manchester City sort of set their foundations. They rotate well. Let's be honest. This is not Liverpool, Man United. This ain't that.
Yeah.
It ain't.
I think that hopefully if we can have James back, Lavia back, Leslie back, Cole back, it won't mean that we're going to be a better team instantly. It just means that we have better players.
You're instantly a better
team. You got more
team.
of a chance.
Of course you're instantly a better team, but the problem I can't say is because we haven't seen them all fit together. I don't know how he's going to do it. He had Nkunku perform, forced him in the 9. And he wasn't doing anything when he played. So even in the final, it didn't bang. So my thing is, hopefully, if he can find a way in the next few games, we've got easier teams like Burnley's or whatever to implement them into the game, get them fit, and then in 4 weeks' time, we're in a decent place. Then maybe we've got like a good chance. But if we keep playing how we're doing now,
you better hope Kyle Walker gets tired, man, after playing against Vinny.
I'm not worried about Kyle Walker. I'm not worried about Kyle. I'm not worried about that. I'm not scared about their team.
Kyle Walker. The thing is, it's down. All I'm thinking about is
I'm not scared about City. I'll be honest. I'm actually not scared about them. Like, I'm scared about us. I'm scared about us. If we were winning 2, like I said to Jay,
which Chelsea's going to show up?
Exactly. We were winning 2-0 against Leicester. And I thought this is different. Then 4-2 happened, and I was like, this is normal.
What City? What City not scared of? Bro, everyone when they come against City is scared of City, bro. No matter what it is. It's just natural. Like,
I ain't scared of City, man. I beat them in Champions League final.
Fact, you're gonna be nervous, bro, when that game happens. When you're nervous, it's because typically you're a bit shaky a little bit.
It's a win-win for me because we're not expected to win.
The pressure isn't on Chelsea, though.
If we win, exactly.
There's no
pressure. They get to go in there, bro. They get to go comfortably.
We're expected to lose. So
I'm saying, let's pray. Then again, I say, you know what? I see the bigger sides like Liverpool and that, the way they get killed is down the flanks. You can evidently see that. That's why I say, just pray Kyle Walker is tired from the Real Madrid game and that they have to fight against Real Madrid. Because if he plays against you again and this time, then Pep ain't making that same mistake this time, man. He's not allowing Sterling to get away like he did. He will change it up, facts, just for this game. And if that's the reason why people when you criticize Vardio, this is why Vardio is important sometimes because of that over the top.
Oh yeah, how's Vardio getting on? I remember people looked at me funny when I called him light skinned Upper Mancana, and yeah, people laughed at me.
Grealish will be back unless it obviously thingy, and that's again just keeping.
That's a good.
That guy's annoying, and if there's anyone's going to give away fouls, whether it's Gusto, maybe not James as much, but if it's a Gusto, you know there's going to be a yellow card or two maybe with him when it comes to Jack Grealish. They just better hope Alvarez don't start.
In
centre mid to be fair.
You think Gusto would have a tough time against Grealish?
Gusto, yeah. I think he would. Yeah. I think he would. Like, because the thing with Grealish is his style of play. Like he's more of a like.
He's a pro, isn't it? Like,
it's like he's going to be drifting. He's going to be picking up certain positions. That's the difficult for a fullback. Do I go with him? Do I leave him? Do I let him have space centrally? Do I drift with him? If you drift with him, that's when you see the damn, my winger's not tracking back, and now that their winger is overlapped and he's in space, blah blah blah. There's lots of tactical stuff that you could say there, but
I think people will be scared of Gusto because no one's beat him this season really. I know Madavili scored a goal the other day, but that's a rarity. Gusto's actually been good against.
Gusto's good. He's impressed me. He's probably been the Chelsea player I've been the most impressed with, apart from Cole Palmer. I wasn't super sold on him because he had a couple of shaky for initial games defensively, but he reminds me of a better Dallo. Do you know what I mean? Like, as in, like, it's hard.
Who's that?
Gusto, like a better Dallo, like as in, like he's like as in like two-way defender, solid, can get forward, good crossing.
I don't know about this season. I'll be honest. I can't lie.
I think Dallas been good this season, man.
I can't lie. He shut me up. He shut me up. I was
slandering Dallo a lot last season.
He's actually quite technical.
He's improved a lot. He's been to be fair, he's been Man United's best player.
Dallo's a good player.
He's been Man United's best player this season, and that's a fact. He's been actually mad consistent, and he's the only one that hasn't actually let me down. He let me down in one game which is the
Arsenal?
Galatasaray game.
No,
Galatasaray.
okay.
No, Arsenal. Who let me down? It's Ericsson.
Isn't he the one who scored that
Ericsson
long
let me
shot
down.
against Sheffield United away from home?
He scored a couple of bangers
He's
as well
still
this
going,
season.
Last him, innit?
But yeah, no,
Yeah,
like,
he's been good. Obviously,
I like
all
both
due
of them.
disrespect, I wouldn't compare him to Malik Gusto. But obviously, happy with Jews, innit? Happy with Juice, but Gusto's on a different level, in my opinion. But yeah, we've got a chance, man. Depends on what Chelsea turns up. Simple as that.
Yeah, it's a good one. Oh, someone's ringing someone. Tiang Yang, big up. He says if Sterling came on first before Mudryk, he probably wouldn't have been booed personally. It's more on Poch for that. Yeah, I believe so as well. Poch just didn't read the situation, like read the crowd. This is why people say his man management is garbage. More time. The truth.
Yeah, Gusto's only 20. That's true.
Lack of self-awareness. But yeah,
20.
look,
Wow.
Yeah, he's 20 years old, bro. He's probably,
make sure you, I wanted him at Man United. And the all you got him at was crazy. But yeah, people, make sure you smash the like button as well if you hear this. As well, make sure you subscribe to these boys. As you can see, Aussie Gooner, Ches, he calls himself Real Blue, like True Blue or Real Blue Ches these days, or Ches Real Blue. And then James.
We're gonna change it to True Blue, and he can come over here to Australia. What do you reckon? There's plenty of Chelsea fans here, ex-Leeds, but now Chelsea. It's all good, bro. It's all good.
What's the most fans in Aussie? Is it like is it Arsenal?
It'd be no. It'd be Liverpool United.
Oh, why is that? I'm trying to think. What players have they had?
Levels to this game, man.
Liverpool United, bro. Liverpool United. They got the biggest fan base here in Australia.
In Asia, really.
Yeah, actually, that's fact in Asia. Arsenal in Australia, it does have a fan base, but it's not as big. Nowhere near as big.
It's levels to this game, man.
No, but Chelsea's in Africa.
Yeah, I know.
We're in Africa, so
yes, whatever
we
country.
got Africa, so we're good.
You know how you guys survived in Australia? You know what happened? When Leeds started to come up, right? Everybody jumped on the bandwagon. There were some Australian players in there. Leeds dropped off. Chelsea came up. Those Leeds supporters had to go somewhere here in Australia, and they went over to Chelsea. No shit. The joke here in Australia is, I'm a Chelsea fan. So is you wearing that Leeds kit underneath? Is it really hard when you guys face each other? Who do you support? We do that shit. It's fucked up.
That's your banter, yeah?
That's a chess. No matter what country you go, Man United always have
Kaz, are we gonna touch on Tottenham's defeat, or are you gonna let me slide today?
Should we touch it?
I'm gonna let you slide because I might need you for one of those.
Love that for me.
You got overshadowed a bit. You know what it is, Jay, yeah. When it comes to try cooking you and all that kind of stuff, it's kind of easy. And you start talking fast, you start talking over people. It comes like you're basically
Jay gets I think we can hear the decibel go up.
The thing is, it will say a take. I think. What do people want to talk about it?
You guys want to talk about it?
Yeah, go on. Let's do it, man. I got time.
You know what? If you want to talk about Tottenham, go ahead.
Aussie's here as well.
It was a close game, wasn't it?
Oh, okay. All right. That's the tone that we're starting with, is it?
Well, we have to. It was so close. Yeah. I mean,
wasn't that your full team?
It was London Derby, wasn't it?
Madison was
the
playing.
Might of Fulham
playing. Was playing.
I Enter the Dragon. Like we for what?
What are you saying? What? Madison played a couple of outside of the balls and said, "My work here is done." You know what I mean?
Shut shop, said, "Fuck this shit." My boys, he's sitting there going, "My boys are going to be playing FA Cup. I gotta go, bro. I gotta go."
Because you know what? It's funny, when we lost to Fulham, Jay was so quick to talk about Iwobi ripping Man United, Muniz, as well as like.
But Iwobi again.
Yeah. Like, how are you letting Iwobi rip you at Old Trafford? Like,
first and foremost, that's a very disingenuous impression. But
I tried it. Like, brother, like you got cooked in every direction after half time.
No, listen. I think they spat on you, bro. What's it? They're saying? So what's it? That's nice, Charlie. Chicken cottage. I like that. I do like that, Charlie. That was nice. It was chicken cottage. Chicken ball FC did not deliver.
Hey, all I'm saying, Tottenham are lucky they got to play Luton next year at their own gaff, which is probably gonna. It'll be a harder game than people think, but they'll get it over the line. Yeah.
Yeah.
People know Tottenham's asses are falling out now, man.
We're not, bro.
Your asses are falling out. Let's be honest. Your asses are falling out in good Tottenham fashion. Like your asses are falling out. It is what it is.
Right on
Man.
time.
Yeah, right on time. Basically, good. Yeah, basically, right on time, man.
We'll be making Champions League. Don't worry about us. Yeah.
You didn't sound confident now. You started that.
Yeah, you kind of you buckled a bit there, just like you did again. Sorry.
He's choking like Tottenham.
He's choking now. He's 3-0. Edge, what'd you do?
No, I mean, I'm not like saying clip it or anything. You know, I'm not like clip it, but I'm like, yeah, we're probably making top 4, top 5, maybe. Yeah.
I don't know if that's so sure anymore.
Yeah, I mean, listen, United, you're doing well. You're on the charge. It would be a bottling. Like, I remember a couple of years ago when Leicester were in the top 4 for most of the season, and they fell out. They fell out. People destroyed them. Nobody gave them context for the fact they had injuries. People just said Rodgers is a bottler, blah blah blah. So, just fucking do it, mate. Do you know what I mean? Don't mess about. Just fucking
Jay knows the bottle's coming. That's why.
The bottle's not coming, bro. The bottle's not coming. We're gonna hold our nerve. Like, the thing is, as well, the players need to show that. This is the thing about modern football. Yeah, it's very easy for the fans to suddenly be like, "This person's amazing. That person's amazing." At the beginning of the season, Bruno, Odegaard, people will say Maddison's better. Yeah, Rice. Rodri. I
still rate Maddison. You know, I don't like him, but I rate him.
Yeah. So I like Maddison, but the thing is that
he fell off a cliff.
I wouldn't even want to say fell off a cliff.
Would you take him at Man United?
Oh, 1,000,000%.
I don't want to say
he would work perfect.
I don't even want to say he fell off a cliff. What I want to say is that Bruno Fernandes, for example, gets a lot of criticism. Some of it's fair, some of it's unfair. But the thing is when you're a player in the top 6, or when you've got a higher profile, you're going to get more eyes on you, and you're going to get more people expecting more from you. So what Maddison and what these players are seeing now is heightened expectations, heightened eyes on them, okay, are you a top 6 regular, consistent performer good, or are you a top half of the Premier League? When I put your game on my highlights and you play good, I don't watch you again for the next 5-6 weeks. And that's the impression of you that I have in my head moving forward. Do you know what I mean? As in, like, are you a regular contributor, or are you a highlights merchant that I see occasionally from time to time? So we'll find out, man. We'll find out.
Last time I checked, Maddison's got a bottle job gene in him. Tottenham's got a bottle gene in them. You know, if you go look at where Van der Ven came from, bottle jobs as well. Check it out. Death paper cow. Yeah, you got a lot of bottle job genes in there, man. It's beautiful, man. One thing
I would say just quickly on Maddison is that I'm starting to like. I like Maddison. I rave about him. I think he's a big. I do notice certain character traits that I have.
I'm so glad you noticed this, because last time I checked, Bruno Fernandes is a big whinger. What did
this is what I'm gonna say. Like, Maddison and Bruno have a lot of similar characteristics that people don't like. As in, Maddison is next time you guys watch it, watch how Maddison talks to the referee, and watch how Maddison reacts when he doesn't get the ball, or when he gives the ball away and stuff like that. It's subtle. And the thing for me is like, it's not something that I'm going to run an agenda on, but I'm like, it's interesting. And I'm going to see how long it takes Spurs fans to pick up on it. And I'm going to see how long Spurs fans take to then use it as a stick to beat him with. Because I look at like an Odegaard, I never see him do that. I never see him, maybe occasionally, but it's very rare that he's throwing his hands in the air. It's very rare that he's getting frustrated with people. It's, he might argue with the ref, but it's interesting. It's interesting.
But wouldn't you give some of your success right now, the Spurs' success, to the inclusion of James Maddison?
No, absolutely. And my thing is, one thing is,
I think some of the players have dropped a few levels here. No, James Maddison's having to go deeper to pick up the ball now. He's
okay. Ozzy Gunnar, good point. But is that for the benefit of the team? Or is that the benefit of the team, or is that for the benefit of Maddison? Yeah.
What do you mean?
Because I'm saying that it's easier to play in a deeper position than it is to find consistent space between the lines and to play in that position when people are snapping at your ankles and this and that.
But that's where Maddison lives. That's
I-
where Maddison lives. That's where Maddison has performs.
I'm not
Sitting down deep doesn't help.
No, listen, and that's my point. As in, Madison's a very good player. He's a top playmaker. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that his competition is not the likes of Eze at Palace. His competition is the likes of De Bruyne, Odegaard, Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, but
Palmer.
you just said it. There's levels. There's levels here. There's levels here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But the levels, it's about, are you showing me these levels on a consistent basis? Madison has all the time in the world with me. But if we're going to get into a situation where, okay, you're only available for 70% of the games, I'm going to need a lot of quality in that 70% of the games because we're already only getting 70% of the games out of you. Do you know what I mean? So if then of those 70% of remaining games that you're only playing well for 75% of those games, now all of a sudden you're only playing well for 55% of the season.
Is that the same energy for Dan Kulusevski?
Oh God, listen.
Is that the same energy for Kulusevski? Is that the same energy? Is that the same energy for Yves Bissouma?
Listen,
because
first and foremost,
has not been great for Tottenham.
Madison's a vice captain. So Romero, Maddison, Son, they have the highest level of expectations from me because you're arguably our most important players. Kulusevski and Bissouma.
Let's talk about Romero too, by the way.
I put Kulusevski to one side.
Bissouma's in an important position. Kulusevski is the only other option he has for an attack, and if he isn't doing anything, it's just Son.
Yeah, so
and drop it on Paul James now.
Listen, my thing is,
even though I hate him.
Okay, so if I'm talking about Maddison's thing, give me 1 second. Got to take this, but yeah, you guys carry because this is a good debate.
Yeah, well, the way I'm going to finish up, I'm not being funny, but we need to talk about how overrated Romero is and how average of a defender he is.
They hyped him up. They really did hype him up. He's decent, but they hyped him up.
I think he had he was one of the only decent ones maybe against Fulham, but every time he doesn't have a partner of some sort, it's like they crumble, bro.
Yeah.
Until he's got Van de Ven. Don't get me wrong, you need your partner, but last time I checked, I didn't realize Varane and Evans were that good of a partnership. You know what I mean? We've had 23 different combinations of defenders in the back line, and yet we still kind of conceded somehow minimal goals in the last 9 games for Man United standard. I'm just saying, innit?
Even Udogie, he'll have a great game 1 minute. He'll be choppy the next. There is a little bit of inconsistency in him. The goalkeeper, decent goalkeeper, but I've noticed that every time it comes to a corner and trying to command and try to control that's where he kind of concedes when it's all scrappy. Apart from that, decent signing for the goalkeeper. He's got a bit of work to do.
Could they be going through what Arsenal were accused of last season, just being like the new team on the block that surprises everyone, and then slowly but surely people start to not figure them out, but start to go, we can get them, because Fulham dominated that game, and if you dominate a game for 9 minutes, that rarely happens to big teams. Usually, big teams get beat, but even the Fulham game, for example, against Arsenal, you got moved to, but I wouldn't say you got dominated. They
beat us. They didn't destroy us.
Yeah, you got beat, but this was like a demolition. That's kind of like should be alarming. Not alarming when it's at the end of the season, but could it be a case of maybe teams just going,
yeah,
getting them a little bit.
This year. I knew he's going to see a Liverpool fan. See, the thing is, you've been living in La La Land for too long when you thought you was winning the quad. And to be fair, if you believe Mel Sport as a source, then you must also believe in fairies and Father Christmas, bro, or whatever his name is. So there you go, Santa Claus. It's just you can live in La La Land. I mean, I've heard Liverpool fans scream the treble since about 2004-5 every year. We're going to treble this year, like and all that crap. No, you're not. You're not. As simple as that. Sorry, mate. First bubble. But yeah, we're gonna go now. But in a bit, we should be back later tonight at 10 p.m. So yeah, man.
Big on your Doge, you mad overrated. Sorry, I just saw that. Yeah, he's a little bit, but anyway.